everybody. Welcome to Work with Rod. I love the name. My sister came up with it. So I'm taking it and I'm running with it. On today's episode, we're going to be working with Lynn Betty William that has a single coming out called Nothing Else Matters. And I'm going to walk you through mixing and mastering of that record. So it's actually pretty great. The song was amazing. We produced it last year, March. It was a live recording in Orlando, Florida. And it was fun. Great team, great vocalist, awesome worshipers. It was just a great experience. I had the privilege and the honor of heading the entire recording as producer, music director, with my assistant, Kinger. It was a great experience. Of course, I brought my team along with me. So my recording engineer, Jason Monrose. And it was, it was a great time. So here we're going to go through the mixing and mastering, and just how I approach mixing and mastering. So I'm going to delve right in. Hopefully you guys get to enjoy this as much as I got to enjoy doing it. All right. So here I am. I'm going to be mixing in Logic Pro. I want to give a shout out to Antelope Audio. I will be using the Orion Studio. The Orion Studio, Antelope Audio Orion Studio with the Synergy Core. I'm going to be using it strictly for conversion, for analog to digital and digital back to analog, or vice versa. I will also be, so what I will be doing is using all 16 line outputs of the Antelope Audio to go into my Dangerous 2-Bus Plus, which is 16 channels of analog in with some nice little sweet bus style units connected or built into it that I may use or may not use. It's really more so a taste thing for me. I will also be using my lunchbox, API lunchbox, and in there I have essentially kind of like a hybrid 2-channel bus. It's like a 2-channel bus strip where I have an API EQ, API amps, and then a 2-bus compressor by a 2-bus compressor by TK Audio that I'll be using, and then I will be routing it back into the Dangerous 2-Bus Plus, printing that final signal into my Tech Brooklyn ADC converter. So I give a shout out to all these companies, to all these brands that I'll be using. My monitors that I have here, I have a pair of Focal Solo 6s in front of me. And then I have some, I forget what these calls, but they're like little 5-inch dead monitors. Like they just sound disgusting. So I use them. I use them really more so to gauge my mix, to gauge the mix playing on little speakers, car radios, those kind of things. And then I have a big set of KRK Rocket 10 3-way speakers that I use kind of to just get a full image of what it's going to sound like wherever I go. I do have subs in the room, so it helps me to gauge pretty well what my low end is going to sound like. My room is not treated, so yes, even though it's not treated, one thing as an engineer is getting to know your room, getting to know what your room sounds like and the anomalies of the room. I don't suggest everyone to do it that way. I do it that way because I've just been mixing for so long. So I'm able to kind of do it that way and get away with it, and just kind of finagle my way. Now, one thing that you will realize as I mix is that I have a very unorthodox approach to mixing. I kind of just I just push it until it feels good. I'll do some crazy things. I won't do the norm, like, just slight things here and there. If I have to go aggressive, I will go aggressive, just to achieve my sound, just to achieve the sound that I'm known for, just to achieve what I want to hear. So, let's get started. I'll be mixing in Logic Pro. I'll be using UAD plugins. I do have some satellites. Actually have a heavy UAD processing system. So I'm able to handle a lot of UAD processing, and I'll also be using Waves plugins. I think I may use Isotope here and there. And then there's this one new secret agent that I just purchased, not actually like 2 weeks ago, after experiencing it in another mix session that I got to be a part of. So, you'll get to see it all. So this is my introduction, and we're going to be jumping in. We're going to get right in. All right. First things first. All right. I have an open session in front of me. First things first that I'm going to do is I'm going to import the files. So, nothing else matters. Here's the session with all the files. Okay. All right, cool. So, essentially, what we are going to do here is import all the files. Sorry, let me just make sure everything is here, though. Okay, let's just make sure everything's here. If it's not, I'll go through everything and confirm, because it looks like some things are missing from this folder. All right, we're going to have to, let me see. We're going to have to go back. Nothing else matters. Mix. Now this was the whole recording. So these are all the songs in the recording. Let me see. Where are we at? Might be in Betty's exports. No, we just came from that folder. Nothing else matters. Stems. No, that's what's going to vanquish. I think I went through this already. Then Betty. No, not in there. Not in there. Bounces. Nope. Definitely out of there. Where are they at? Are they inside? Okay, so nothing else matters. No. Are they in the recording export? Everlasting. Maybe in here. Okay. Her lead vocals are in here. Okay, so I think I found it. So nothing else matters. So I'd have to go back, out, until nothing else matters. There we go. So now I have to import her lead vocals. So create. And I have to convert. So they may not have recorded in the sample rate that I wanted, which is fine. What's in here? Sampler. Let me see what's in here. Oh, look at that. So I do it. Yeah. Okay, so I did bounce. Nothing else matters with piano. Oh, these are all the... Okay, no. These are not the files that I want. Bounce, sample. Guitars. Are the guitars and the loops in here? I can't tell. So what's in here? There's some guitars in here. So guitars are in here already. Okay, so guitars are already in here. What's missing? Guitars are in here. I just did her lead vocals. Wait. What are these? Oh, she did more leads. Nothing else matter with lead. She did. I wonder how many she did. Did she do? Okay. We're figuring it out as we go. Creating. Okay, this right here is definitely the reference track. So we're going to kill this. Delete. All right, cool. So lead vocals. My daughter's downstairs playing, as you can probably hear through my mic. Okay. So lead vocals. Now, I think what I'm missing are just my keyboards. There we go. Keyboards. Ha. All right, so this session is getting pretty big, as you can see. But we're going to clean everything up in a second, as you'll see my workflow and how I just do things. So create new track. Yeah. All right, those were recorded all in the sample rate that I wanted, which is great. Cool. I think, what is this? Piano. Cool. Now were all the guitars? So crowd mics. Let me see. Okay, so this is the night of. Alright. Okay, cool. Let me see. Vocals. Okay, guitars. I need to confirm all the guitars though. Guitars. Cool. So these are all the guitars. Oh, more guitars. Cool. All right. So what am I looking at? So percussion. What am I looking at?
I'll be sitting at your feet.
I don't think I'm gonna keep these.
I'll be sitting at your feet.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. This is the percussionist. You know, I might keep this for later. Snare, percussion, piano, toms. Going through the toms. Okay, these are all the tom replacements.
neighbor, but I come to remind you that the thing that you need is at the feet of Jesus. So what I need you to do is get to his feet and don't move until you hear exactly what he's saying concerning your life.
Whoa, she sounds like a preacher.
Not do in their own strength.
Alright, so I'm going to delete this one. I doubt I'm going to use that one. I may just have to clean out what she did previously. And then we got, what's this?
I'm with my father.
Gregory. Betty. Okay, so there's no more
Nothing
harmony
else
here.
matters.
Alright, cool.
Oh, say nothing else matters.
There's a release
Alright,
at
cool,
the
babe.
foot of the cross, and it's so beautiful, 'cause it's my place of victory. Help me declare it's just you and me. With my Father, not with my father.
Oh, okay. I knew there was some kind of this joint sounded kind of crazy. Okay, so it looks like all of the auxiliary stuff are off crappers. Okay, so what's the BPM for this song? All right, before I start doing any of that, I need to figure out what the BPM is for this. Let me call Kendra. He might know. Only because I don't know it on the top of my head. So. Yo, what's up, bro? Chilling. Hey, do you know the BPM to Nothing Else Matters? I think so. Let's see. Yep, that's it. Alright, cool. Alright, cool.
In Psalms 27,
Alright, cool.
verse 4, the Lord declares, the one thing I ask of the Lord, the thing I seek most, is to live in the house of the Lord.
No, it wasn't 86. It might have been 82. It's in the 80s somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure this out visually. So, where's my down? My down's right there, right? Nope. 87? Nah, really? I guess it was 87. Alright.
Nothing else matters.
Alright, cool beans. So. Alright, so I am moving all the auxiliary stuff. Alright, y'all saw how I figured out the BPM. I should have did that from jump. But anyway, c'est la vie. You guys gonna hear me say that a lot too. So, alright, nothing else matters. I am moving this over here.
In Psalms 27, verse 4, in Psalms 27, verse 4, the word declares,
I think I did
the
it.
one thing I ask of the Lord,
Cool.
the thing I seek most, is to live in the house of the
Looks
Lord
good, looks
all the
good, looks
days
good.
of my life.
Alright.
Delighting in the Lord's perfection,
Next thing that I do
meditating in
is
his
this everything. It's bass in there. Bass. I don't think I saw bass. Y'all hear bass?
The
I'm with my Father.
I don't hear bass.
Nothing else matters.
That would really suck. We could just make bass. Okay, so we gotta find the bass. Okay, so where would that file be? Let's go out. Let's go into my mix folder. Nothing else matters. Nothing else. Mix stems. Oh, it's gonna be in here. Duh. I should have just used this. Dave bass. Is that it? He usually has a pretty. Yes, baby. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Yeah. You want a peanut butter? Okay, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Come here, baby. You want to say hi to the people?
Yeah.
All right, say hi to the people.
Hi people. Today we're at the located and before
We're at Daddy's studio.
we're at Daddy's studio.
Okay, good. And whose microphone is this? Whose microphone is this?
You.
Okay, it's Daddy's mic, right?
I have to find my own mic.
You want peanut butter and jelly? All right. Hey guys, I gotta go make her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But I found the base. I forgot about this folder. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in here that I may need. Crowd. I think everything is in here. All right, cool. So let me bring this in. Be good with life. I think I should have imported everything from this folder instead. So anyhow. Bass. Y'all hear that? Song? Alright, cool. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Made her some breakfast, some peanut butter and jelly sandwich, some eggs. Got me a nice cup of coffee right here. Coffee. She wants to play drums. All right, Mama. Daddy's working. I can't play drums right now, okay? First things first is let's start mixing. First things first is going to be organization. So we have to organize our session. You have to think of it as a flow of thinking. If your surroundings are cluttered, or the things that are in front of you are cluttered or all over the place, then it's hard to streamline your focal energy. So let's organize. Yes, cutie.
I didn't have sticks with the drums yet.
Sticks with the drums yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of drums, we start with the drums.
Okay.
So what I do is I select all my drums, and for me, in my case, that's my first set of instruments. Excuse me. This cutie. Sticks for the drums.
Yeah.
Sticks for the drums.
Can I go get it, please?
I don't have sticks. My stick bag is not here, baby.
It's right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh. No, Mama.
Aw.
No. Daddy has to focus. All right. So after that is gonna come Mama, Daddy's working. After that is going to come percussion. So everything percussion. That's going to be my loops, shakers, everything percussion. What else is there? Shakers, boom, boom. All right, goal is put all that over here. So shakers come next. After my shakers, I put bass. After bass, after shakers goes bass. After my percussion goes bass. After bass for me goes guitars. So now I need to identify what all the guitars are. Okay. Why can't I hear this? Okay. Look at her. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. So, cool beans. So these are guitars. 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 So these are all guitars so far. Huh? All the guitars are together. I have a feeling there are more guitars, though.
It's the place with.
Are there any more guitars? Where's the solo? Alright, cool. Alright, guys. This doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound.
I feel cold.
Alright, so are these guitars? Guitar. Are these guitars?
My place of. And I'm with my father.
Alright, so these are guitars.
Talking to us so we can go have fun.
Okay.
We can have fun at Tati's house.
Okay. Create new tracks. Alright, so let's see. I think there's more. What are these?
Cause nothing else.
What are these? See, more guitars. I knew there were more guitars. So these three I know for sure are more guitars. Creating tracks. Alright, cool beans. So now where does that put us for guitars? That sounds more like it.
Yeah, life, yeah, at the foot of the cross is so beautiful.
Huh? Is that Tati shop?
Yeah, it's
It's my place of victory.
alright.
I'll be declared. In this moment, just come on, why don't you lift your hands in this moment? In this moment, just cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you and what you can.
I'm still missing something. I'm missing a solo. So it's a lead guitar solo. The other thing about mixing is make sure you know where everything is. Make sure you know your music. So, and this is why being organized is so important. Okay, so where am I at right now? I'm at stems. Let me go back to this folder. There's I don't remember what it was named though. Alright, so alright, found it. I think that's all the guitars. So where did that put us? So alright. After bass comes guitar. And then after guitar comes all my keyboard stuff. Or anything chordal. So all these for me are cordial instruments. A piano. I'm about to come back to this to see what it is. I think I have more guitars in here. Alright. Okay. What is this file called? 67.1. 67.1. So this is not in my guitars. Oh, it is. So I delete it. Cool beans. Um, now, what vocals are these? These are not the vocals that I want. So, all right, there are two types of bounces when going into a mix. When I'm exporting out of my edit session, where I do all my editing and cleaning and everything like that, that's going to be another video where I show post-production edits and drum replacement and all that stuff. But there are two kinds of exports. There's the file export, file export, track. When you export all the tracks, right? You have two options. You can either do one that includes volume, pan, and automation, and one that doesn't. Now, the ones that don't, when you export, and this is unchecked, it's going to bounce out the files raw, well, not raw. If you had plugins in it, unless you bypass this, the plugins are still active and still processing. But the volume, pan, and automation don't go in. And so I found that it also limits its stereo. Like if this is, it's weird. Like it doesn't bounce all the files when this is checked, when it's all included. So I ended up having to rebounce a bunch of the things. Okay, so 59 to 62. I ended up having to rebounce a bunch of the things because I did it the first time with my pans included. And as you can see, pans, there are hard pans here for these. And they also come in stereo. It's come in stereo tracks as opposed to mono tracks. I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. So what I'm going to do first and foremost is I'm going to delete these that include pan and volume and import the raw ones. So 51 to 62, 51 to 62. So those are the ones that I'm going to be importing. All right, cool. So 51 to 62. Cool beans. New tracks. Cool. No pan, as you can see. Everything is dead centered. And so all my panning options are going to be according to this particular mix session, rather than what I was doing for post-production edits, just for reference, so the artist can hear it back and have a decent type of mix, in their ears or whatever. So as you can see, I deleted the guitars, imported the raw ones, and then I deleted the vocals and imported the raw ones. That kind of puts everything where I need it to be. Vocals are dead center. All the keyboards and auxiliaries are dead center. Percussion mics, doesn't really matter because I may not use it for this portion of the session anyway. I mean, for this part of the session that we're releasing as a single, so it might not even make the cut. So drums, okay, cool. Now I need to organize a little bit deeper. I need to organize my session just a little bit deeper. So I organize my drums a particular way. So sample my kick drum sample, and then my kick out mic, and then snare sample, and then my snare top mic, and then my snare bottom mic, and then I do hi-hat, and then I do tom 1, tom 2, tom 3. I'm missing the tom sample though. Where's the tom 3 sample? Was that? Is this the Tom 3? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's the Tom 3 sample right here. Now, most of my samples, when I'm doing drum replacement, I only trigger accents. So, as a drummer, of ghost, for all the drummers, there are ghost notes and there are accents. And so for me, when I'm drum replacing, especially snare, I only trigger the accent. So, for example, let me just solo. You'll hear that accent. It's only triggering those hits. But if I'm doing, you hear those ghost notes. The ghost notes that you hear are the live snare. So what's in the original recording. But I'm still triggering an accent for my drum replacement. And so generally that's what I do. And I also did it for the floor tom, only because I wasn't too satisfied with how the floor tom was recorded. So, yeah. So that what you heard is the open mic. So floor tom, open mic, ghost notes, and then the accent trigger to layer on top of the floor tom mic. So yeah, you see, like if you hear it, it doesn't really sound that good. Yeah. And then on top of that, there's crazy bleed from the ride cymbal. So we used 431s, but I think 421s. But I think what happened was the placement of the mic versus where he placed the ride. The reflection of the ride was hitting the top of the floor tom. It was a clear head, and then just bouncing right back into the mic. So yeah, and those are just calls I have to make. Mind you, the session was recorded very well, thank God. So it's a live recording, as I said at the beginning. So I won't knock him for that. So I just realized the same thing with these overheads. So I want to get rid of these. I don't want that. So overheads. Let me check these channels. See, I got a little problem here. These are all stereo channels, and these are all supposed to be mono. So I am going to delete all these and import the mono versions. Praise the Lord. All right, cool. So delete these, but I won't delete the channels. Oh yeah, you should delete the channels, buddy. Yeah, so I'm going to delete the channels too, because the channels are stereo channels already. And then it's time to import all of, snare sample, snare top, snare bottom, overhead, kick out, floor tom, hi-hat, yeah, hi-hat's in there. All right, cool. I'm gonna import these new tracks, create tracks. Because I brought them in together, they're gonna stay together. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord. Yeah. All right. Remember, kit for me is the very first thing I start mixing, so that's why it goes at the top. And the other thing is I mix things in priority. From kind of most important to least important, kind of, sort of, and then backwards. So most important things are on the outer side of the spectrum. Drums and lead vocal are the most important. That's why they're the very outer. And then percussion, background vocals are in the inside of that. So you see drums here, lead vocals here. So outer, these don't count though. But yeah, all my lead vocals are at the bottom. What is this? guitar. See? I thank God I went looking. Cool. So if I find more guitar stuff, I'll definitely throw it up there. But lead vocals, yeah. So lead vocals are right here.
Foot of the cross, there's a release. At the foot of the cross,
And then BGVs kind of correspond with like my bass in importance. And the guitars and keyboards are just in the middle. Guitars and then keyboards. So priority, least priority, least priority, priority. So I kind of mix in that order. And so I put my session in that order. Yeah. This was a really good cup of coffee. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Yeah. So, okay, I gotta finish putting the drums in order. So I was at snare sample and then snare top and then snare bottom and then hi-hat and then tom 1 and then tom 2 and then tom 3. Floor tom's already in place. Overheads. So drums. All right, cool. It's my inner Stevie, channeling my inner Stevie. All right, cool. So you guys get kind of an idea of, what I'm doing. So I have now my session in the order of priority. Now, the second thing that I do is I create buses for each section. So for each instrument group, drums get their own bus. Percussion gets its own bus. Okay. Bass gets its own bus. Even though it's one track, it gets its own bus. Guitars get their own bus. Keyboards and synthesizers get their own bus. Vocals get their own bus. Very important. Lead vocals. Now, lead vocals, each vocalist is going to get their own bus. So, who are my lead vocals?
So get in your position your heart, set your heart on the affection above.
You get to hear all her mistakes. Yeah.
It's just you and me.
All right. That's Greg. So this is most likely. This is Betty too. So
Nothing
Betty
else
goes.
matters.
I'm missing somebody.
When I'm with my
Crap. All right, so I'm missing Stanley. All right, I'll go back and take care of that in a second. So Betty gets her own bus. Oops. Betty, you get your own bus. Please listen. All right, Greg gets his own bus. And anything that I do in there, I'm going to do within those buses. He gets his own bus. In that case, who is this? So, Betty? Crap. Okay.
That's where you can find me, where you can find me.
Just drag her in there.
See, I don't know about you, but I declare you can take whatever you want, but please give me
So,
Jesus.
drag Betty back into her bus.
You can take whatever you want, but please
Greg.
where you can find me.
Greg.
I'll be.
Oh, say nothing else matters.
Cool. Yeah. This is unmixed, by the way, so no pans, no levels, nothing. It's just straight out of the edit session. Yeah. Okay. Most of my gain staging was done also gain staging, very important. Most of my gain staging was done in the edit session too, so that's why there's decent levels. All right, so my only problem now is I'm missing Stanley, so I gotta find him. I gotta see where he's at.
Matters.
Found him. All right, cool.
Oh, when I'm with my father.
Drag him in there. I'm gonna create a bus for him. Know your shortcuts. Shortcuts are good for workflow. Very important for workflow. He's gonna go on top. Should he? No, he's gonna go second. Cool beans. And then I don't think I'm going to use crowds. So all the channels that I'm not going to use for right now, I'm going to hide them. So percussion, I'm going to hide them. Yeah. Oh, come on, please. Cool. Hide tracks. That's it. Boom. All right, so they're hidden. If I need them back, I'll just unhide. Great feature. Love you guys. Logic, you guys are great. So cool beans. Next thing that I do is I color code. Let's see if it works now. Look at God. I never having to restart my computer. Boo logic. Boo. All right, cool. All right, so I'm color coding, guys. Color coding. The visual separation is very important. So for me, it just helps me gauge what I'm doing. Cool, I think. All right, looks good. So now what we're gonna do is just assign these files. Color region by track. So all of my tracks are now colored. All right, so essentially, yeah, that's just how I organize my sessions. This is how I want it to look. Color. Just organizing it by color, making sure that everything is in order from outside going in terms of priority. Once I fold everything, this is what it looks like. Next thing I do is I name my buses. So drum bus, percussion, perc bus, bass bus, guitar bus, keys, aux bus, BGVs, Betty, Stan, Greg. I didn't even look, so I don't even know if I did it right, but oops, Greg. All right, cool. The other thing I want to make sure of is making sure that I have enough headroom going across the board. So what I'm going to end up doing here is selecting all my faders and pulling them back. So I'm going to pull these back down to 7 dB, negative 7 dBs. So negative 7. Cool. I think I'm good with that. Then I close. Crap. Then I close all my channels and then I'm gonna bring my bus faders back up to 0. because I don't want those to move. I want more so unity levels along those. So -7 on the actual track, and then 0 at the bus level. Bus level. The other thing that I know I'm going to need. The other thing that I know that I'm going to need is need to make sure is that I route everything to an output to feed my dangerous bus, my dangerous 2 bus plus. That's going to feed essentially my 2 bus with the API for my final print. So I'm going to do that right now. I just have to mock up a list so I can make sure that everything corresponds. So 1 second. All right, cool. Cool beans. All right. I'm leaning back, just relaxing as I do this. Make sure everything sits right where I want it to. Yeah. Cool. So what are we looking at? What are we looking at here? All right, so let me pull out one of my one of the things that I use as a reference for what I have already pre-set up for my output. So pre-set up now, let's see. So drums 1 and 2, boom. And then percussion, B 3 and 4, B 3 4. Bass is a mono channel, and that's outputting B line 1. B line 1, and guitar A78. Guitars A78. Keyboard aux A56. A56. BGVs A34. Betty. So all of the lead vocals are on the same line. So B56. B56. Boom. B56. So these are physical outputs from my unit. Let me just make sure they're going to come in peace and so drums.
Nothing else matters.
Bass. What is that? Something in there is going out to percussion. Even though I hit the track, I didn't mute the track. So yeah, there we go. All right.
Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters.
Lead Vox. Lead
When
VX.
I'm with my Father.
So, this is
Oh,
what my sessions look like. I haven't touched anything mix-wise. No pans, levels, plugins, nothing. This is the session. This is what it looks like. This is how I organize my session. All right, guys, this is going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to start mixing. We're going to start with drums. All right, be on the lookout. Give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share. Don't keep this information to yourself. Share it. I'd love it if you guys would share it. All right, see you in the next episode. Drums, 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 drums. All right, guys. Drums, drums. Later.